everybody, we're going to be making a really quick recipe from this Ultimate Low Carb, a complete low carb cookbook from Chef George Stella. And it's a really great recipe, super duper easy. All right, so they are sweet potato cakes. I've got in this bowl here, I've got 2 eggs in this bowl, and inside of this bowl are going to go, I'm probably pointing at all the wrong things, a half teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, half teaspoon of salt, and a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. I'm going to set that aside and peel a sweet potato. I need a sweet potato and I need to shred it. So I stick it on a fork so I don't get anywhere near my hands, and it goes by pretty quick. So what I'm going to use to shred this, I've got different ways that I could shred it, but what I'm going to use is a good old-fashioned salad shooter. Remember those? Those were back, I think Presto made them. Back in the 80s, I had one, and then I lost it. I think I put it in the dishwasher, and don't ask me why, but I ended up getting another one, and this just makes it so quick and easy, and it's easy cleanup too. So that went by relatively quick. And now in that bowl with the sweet potatoes, I'm going to put in, let's see, I've got Parmesan cheese and milled flaxseed, both in 1/4 cup amounts, and then the 1 tablespoon of minced red onion. And I'm putting all of that in the bowl. I'm just going to mix it all up. Super easy, guys, and really tasty. And I found that you could really, spice this up any way you want. Now you're going to add the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients and mix that all up and make sure that that's evenly mixed. Another thing that occurred to me when I was all done with this is I could take the sweet potato cakes and actually use them as like a low carb bread alternative for sandwiches, and it holds together really, really well. All right, so I've separated them into 4 little mounds, 2 for my hubby, 2 for me, and I'm going to cook 2 of them at a time. So I'm just going to put those in there. You might want to flatten them out a little bit and shape them so that they look real nice. I'm going to lower the heat to medium. Medium-high heat ended up being just a little warm, and that you don't want to over toast the bottom and then undercook the inside. So you want a nice even heat. So these ones are looking really good. I thought maybe if I put a lid on them, they would cook better, but it's really not necessary. Now you can see that they hold together really, really well when you flip them. That's the egg and the flaxseed meal doing their job. And so you've got some good fats in here. I'm going to turn that heat down. All right, so the next 2 that I made, I flattened them a little bit more, and they seem to cook up a little quicker when you flatten them. So I'm going to take this PB Fit, put it in my low-carb tortilla, which I'm having as a side, and I actually flavored this with a little bit of skinny syrup, the PB Fit. So I'm using, this is really low-carb. It's pretty low-carb alternative. So I'm using the cookie dough to flavor it with some water, and it kind of sweetens it up so that I can have a side. I'm going to do a video on the sweeteners pretty soon. I want to talk to you about that. So then later for the afternoon at lunch, I had some beef fajita meat from John Soul's Food, 3 ounces for 2 points, a big salad, and I'm using some of this low-fat Treasure Cave blue cheese, 1 point for 1/8 cup, and that really, really flavors it up. 2 tablespoons of the Bolthouse Ranch, 1 tablespoon of the sugar-free G. Hughes as a dressing, and that just did fine. And then I had about 12 of these Flex Protein Crisp, the barbecue flavor. So amazing. Remember, guys, you get 24 for 2 points on Purple. Amazing. All right, then we took the kids bowling because we all just had to get out, right? You got to get out a little bit. We had the lanes to ourselves almost. There were a few people out, not many. They had us very evenly spaced. And we found out that we need more practice at bowling. So it was really fun. But I think that we found out we only needed to play 1 game instead of 2, because with 5 of us and you get 10 rounds, it took us 2 hours to get through. And it was a little long, but it was really fun. And we'll have to do it again. Just 1 game, though. So it was a really wonderful afternoon. All right, so that night for dinner, we ended up having carbs, and we had steel-cut oats, plenty of fruit on top, little grape nuts, did the job just fine. I was so happy to have some. Next morning, I'm going to be having a smoothie, lots and lots, like a pitcher full of spinach in here, 1 tablespoon of vanilla protein powder, almost a cup of non-fat, Greek yogurt. I flavored it with a little bit of this skinny syrup, which was strawberry rose, which had a really nice little bouquet about it. And I'm putting in some ice water as well to kind of make it a little more fluid. I've got 1 cup of the cashew milk for 1 point. And on a side, I'm having a low-carb tortilla with some not PB Fit, that's PB2. Same, pretty much the same thing. And I'm going to flavor my peanut butter to sweeten it up, which I actually figured that I really don't need, but I ended up putting like a teaspoon of this syrup in it as well. So that's what I had in the morning. And then at lunchtime, rolled around, I had 2 points of a low-carb soup. And debate night, I made a homemade pizza and salad, and I had a little bit of the ranch dressing. Guys, all right, so first night I ended up with like 16 points, which was great because that's how much I get in a day. Second night I ended up at 21 points because of the pizza. It added just a few more, but I used the turkey pepperoni on the pizza, and it's just fine. Honestly, I know that there is a difference when you have regular pepperoni, and there's a lot more fat, so there's more points, but I don't notice the difference anymore. I think turkey pepperoni to me is like pepperoni, so I don't miss having the higher fat and the higher points. But anyway, so I have some news. Okay, so Calvin, our eldest son, who moved away out of state a long time ago. I have not seen him since this whole shutdown began, and for quite some time before that. So he's going to be coming into town real soon on Friday, and just for a couple days. And so we're going to be able to spend some time with him. And so my heart is just singing because I get to see him. But he is a foodie. I'm a foodie. He's just, and we're in Vegas. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to do my best. And anything that I step out on, I can tell you right now, I'm not going to regret it because it's going to be a time of celebration with him and just being able to be with him. And so I might go ahead and show you what that looks like. It might not be too bad, right? So I'll try to make healthy choices, but we don't know. We do want to take him somewhere special. We don't know just yet where that would be. But anyway, so that's coming up. Next video, maybe not the next video, but real soon, I'm going to be doing a review in a couple days about, this whole 3/4 low carb thing and pros and cons and how I feel about it and how it's gone, and just kind of like let you know where I'm going to go from there. Am I going to continue it? Am I going to discontinue it? And just kind of like do an overview. I also want to talk, and I'll talk about it in that video briefly, is about some sugar-free substitutes. And I've noticed I've been incorporating those a little bit more. Why I've been doing that, and whether or not I'll continue to do that. So that's going to be coming up. So if you have any questions to ask me about that, be thinking about it. I love you guys a lot. Thanks so much for sharing, my journey with me. It just really means a lot to me. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, Wednesday.